Hello everyone, welcome to our third session which is on self-awareness. It's great to see you
Hello.
all again, and it's a great pleasure to see that a bunch of people are really interested to develop their personal and professional career, and for the success they are thriving for new skills and new knowledge. So it's great to have you all with our special speaker, that is Caroline, and I and Mahdi will be here with you all to this journey to learn more about self-awareness and its importance. So let's introduce our my co-host Mahdi first, and then we will go to our speaker. So Mahdi, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. So my place, it's now afternoon, and I hope everyone is enjoying. And even I hope like you enjoyed the last session. So let's just as we introduce the mornings. This is Mahdi Sosgor again, so member of the global committee. So today, pleasure to join in this conference and host it. So just before we go to this session, I would like to ask how many persons how was the last session. So let's watch for the comment box and just have a small interaction with the participants. Is it okay, Saria?
Yes, obviously it's okay. So thank you everyone for joining with us. You have been with us from the morning, and I'm sure that you have learned a lot. So we have different speakers for the different session, and right now we are having a special speaker who is Caroline Henton from UK, and she has been in our impact session also. So you all know that how special she is for us and how very much sharing experience from her also. So yes, we are on the section of self-awareness, and you all know that we all have some kinds of flaws and faults, and it's not like that you we don't have, we also have that in ourselves, in every individual. So there is a proverb goes, know thyself. That means you have to know your faults, your strength, your weakness, and whatever you have actually. So it's nothing wrong knowing yourself more and more. And self-awareness is all about you know yourself more, what you can do, how you can develop, and how you can perform actively, efficiently. So that's all from me right now. We are going to have the session from Caroline Hanton on self-awareness. Okay, please, I would like to tell about Caroline. She is right author. She's an author. She's a counselor, and all those I would like to tell. But there is actually so many things she is doing right now. She actually very special for us. So let's hear from Caroline. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to be here again to see you all. So yeah, I'm Caroline. I'm a counsellor and wellbeing practitioner. In my previous life, I was a teacher, and I'm also a writer and a published author. So yeah, thank you once again for inviting me to talk to you all again today. Okay, can you hear me?
You're welcome.
Okay,
It's a pleasure to
so
have you.
self-awareness.
Yeah. So
Okay, self-awareness is that conscious knowledge of our emotions and also our characters as well, right? So before listening from our guests, let's have a video, and let's get a short idea about self-awareness and why this session is important for you all. So Sadia, can we have the video please?
Okay, back to you, Caroline. Please carry on. In the meantime, I'm just playing the video. There is some kind of internet interruption. Please carry on. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is personal and professional development? It all starts with assessing who you are and looking at your qualities, your abilities, your skills, and then developing them to achieve the best outcomes and goals in your life. So, we go back to the beginning. It's the process of assessing who you are. So, for that, we need to have a really strong sense of self awareness of ourselves. Yeah. So, how well do you know yourselves? That's the big question. So, I'm going to start with an exercise. You might want to grab a pen and paper, or you might just want to shut your eyes and go with it and imagine what I'm going to say to you. A bit of mindfulness. Okay. So, I want you to imagine that you're a tree, and we're going to look at the different parts of yourself. Okay, so any tree you like, a mango tree, a palm tree, you choose your tree and what you'd like to be.
I
Okay,
think somehow the word is breaking, right?
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear
We
Yeah,
can
you.
hear you.
okay, lovely. Okay, so we're going to start with the ground and just think about the ground that your tree's on. So, is it secure? What are your daily routines that give that structure? Okay, that's the ground. Then we're going to think about the roots. Okay, so your roots are, where do you come from? And what are your motivators? What inspires you to want to grow? What's triggering that growth in you? Okay, so you might want to come back to these later on and revisit them. But just have a think now of what comes up to you straight away. Okay, now we're going to move on to the trunk. The trunk is the main body of your tree. So your trunk is your skills, your abilities, your talents, your qualities. That's what makes the tree that you are. So have a little think about that and see what comes up for you. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the branches. And the branches are your dreams and your goals and your hopes. So have a think what's coming up for you there. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you want to reach out to? What are your branches? Okay. Now we go on to the leaves. So the leaves are your nourishment. So what support systems do you have in place around you? Where can you get that nourishment and that encouragement, things that are going to help you become the tree that you are? So think about your support systems around you. Friends, family, education. What's supporting you? What's feeding that tree? Okay. Then if you like, you can have some fruit. You can be a fruit-bearing tree. So the fruit are the gifts from others. So there are opportunities. Yeah, gifts from others. You know, people might open a door and give you an opportunity. So we see those in the fruit. Okay. And then lastly, we have a storm. We have a storm above that tree. And those storms are our obstacles and our challenges. And when we look at those, that's when we look at our resilience and how we're going to weather those storms. Okay, so you should all have an image now of where you are, all your different parts in that tree. Okay, but we have a problem. So does a tree know its own beauty? A tree doesn't have a mirror. It can't see who it is, what it is. So I'm going to give you another model now, and it's called the Johari window, and it was devised by Joseph Luffer and Harry Ingham in 1955 in the States. So if you've got a pen and paper, you might want to draw a window now. And I need you to put 4 panes of glass in. Okay. So it's called the Johari window because Joseph and Harry basically put their names together, Joe and Harry. But this model is used a lot when people are looking at themselves and trying to get that really strong sense of self-awareness. Okay. So in the top left-hand pane of your window, that's our open self. So that's the part of ourselves that we know and other people know. So I know I love to play my bagpipes, and I know everybody else knows I love to play my bagpipes. I love my music. So that's a part of myself that is really open. I'm very aware of it, and other people are. I'm female and I live in the UK. I know that, and everybody else knows that. So it's a very, very open part of ourselves. Then underneath, we have the hidden part. So that's parts of ourselves that we know, but other people might not know. So I prefer tea to coffee, but not everyone knows that about me. And that might just come up in a social situation. It's not something I go around sharing every day. I like tea. I prefer tea to coffee. So yeah, have a think about things that you know about yourself. You don't always share with other people. You don't always disclose. So that's a part of ourselves that we carry around within us. Okay. Now we're going to move up to the top right-hand corner. And that's the blind part. So it's parts of ourselves that we don't actually know about, but other people do. So as a teacher, I could see skills and abilities and qualities and talents in my pupils that they weren't always self-aware of. You know, they hadn't even reached that point. They couldn't see their potential. And that was my job to bring it out in them. So to get that part of our sense of self-awareness, we need feedback from other people. So we need to seek that from people we trust, people who will give it to us thoughtfully and kindly. So if you think of, you know, maybe an elderly relative who's known you since you were born, they're going to know you really well. They're going to have known you before you knew yourself. And they'll often say, yeah, I remember when you were little and you were always doing this and you were always into that, you know, and that gives you that other part of yourself that you're not always aware of. And then the other thing is to think about people you admire. So maybe, yeah, someone famous, a celebrity, could be a family member, a friend, people you really admire, because we recognize those attributes in other people that we have within ourselves. So that's almost like a reflection. When we look at what we like in other people, that's often what is actually within us. And we're making that connection and relating. So that's the way to develop that blind part of ourselves and get to know it. So it's a bit like an adventure, really, digging deep into ourselves. Then we've got the tricky bit. We've got the bottom right-hand pane in the window, and that is the unknown. And that's where the adventure really starts. So that's the parts of ourselves that we really have no idea of, and nor does anyone else. So we can't rely on them for feedback because they don't know either. So how are we going to How are we going to tap into those parts of ourselves? How are we going to find those? So we've got 5 ways that we can work on that. 5 areas. So we've got socially, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. So if we think about socially, if we try and interact with people as much as possible, try new things, we're going to tap into things that, you know, we didn't know about ourselves. You know, you may have been in a situation where you thought, oh my goodness, I didn't know I was going to react like that. I didn't know I was like that. You know, you place yourself in different situations, different scenarios with different types of people, and that's all going to bounce back at you as you get to know more about yourself. And then the other thing is, to try new things. I mean, I hear so many stories of people who just randomly tried something they'd never tried before and realized they were really good at it. And they, well, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I try this before? If only I had. Yeah. And that's how we start to tap into this part and learn more about what we can do. Then the second area is spiritually. So for that, we have over 6,000 thoughts a day. We have over 34,000 emotions. So our minds are always really, really busy, and we can lose our sense of self and who we are and what we're about. It's very easy for that to get buried. So if we use some mindfulness and some meditation, that gives us that quiet time to really reconnect with who we are, what's coming up for us, what we're about. So trying to do some of that each day, that's really going to build that strong sense of self-awareness and give us time to be with ourselves. And the more we do that, the stronger that's going to become. Okay?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then we've got emotionally. So to delve into ourselves emotionally, a really good way to do that is journaling. And that's quite a big thing at the moment. I think more and more people are starting to realize the benefits of journaling. It actually goes back to the 10th century in Japan, and a lot of well-known people use that as a really good way to connect with themselves. So it's trying to do it for about 20 minutes every day. And if you don't know what to write, you can write about, I don't know what to write. Or you can write about things that have brought up really strong emotions in you, things that have upset you. You can write about your beliefs, your values. You can write about your goals, your dreams, and really reflect. And if you try to do that each day, that's you connecting with yourself again. And the more you do that, the more self-aware you become. Okay?
Right. Yes.
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 Yes, definitely.
Okay. Then we've got mentally. So for that, we need self-care. Because how can we be mindful and self-aware if we're not looking after ourselves? We've got to put that self-care into our daily routine so that we are recognizing we're actually there. We're here in this process. So making sure that you eat well, you sleep well, all those needs, and you're having fun and laughter,
Right.
and you've got a nice, well-balanced life. So you're in that picture. We can get so distracted by everything that's going on around us, and then where is ourself in that? We've got to bring ourselves back into it and put that in. Okay. And then the last one is physically. So our minds and our bodies all connected, and by physical activity we're also connecting with ourselves. So making sure that we do regular exercise every day and keep ourselves as fit as possible and keeping that connection. So it's all holistic, it all goes together. But that's the way that we dig into this unknown part of ourselves and we start discovering. So the idea of the Johari window is that the glass is very clear. We get as clear as we can, and then we try and join the 4 panes together so it becomes one pane. So it all becomes very open and connected.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that openness that we start with, that hidden self. We may start to share more about ourselves with other people. The feedback that's going to make us feel more stronger about who we are, how other people perceive us, what other people recognize in us, and then that hidden bit that we're only going to find out by doing new things, trying things, putting ourselves into different situations, reading, learning, exploring. And then once that window is fully open, that's when we can really start to work on our personal development and our professional development, because we become more fluid, and as ourselves, that's the starting point. That's where it all drives from. So we need to be really clear about who we are and that sense of identity. Okay. Then the last thing I want to say really is it's a lifelong process. So this isn't, you can draw your tree, you can fill it in, but you'll be coming back to that tree for the rest of your lives. You'll be putting more bits in, drawing more branches, adding a few more leaves. It'll always be going. I've got my supervisor. She's in her 80s now. She's a very wise old lady, and she's always been, as part of a counsellor, you have to be very self-aware and work on your personal development. And she's always done that. And then the other day, she was seeing a client, and something came up in her from 50 years ago, something that she hadn't looked at. So there's always going to be layers that we're always uncovering. So it's to be aware that this is lifelong, and you're always going to be finding new parts of yourself, which is exciting. It's always fresh. And if you think about a tree, if you just stop, a tree becomes stunted, doesn't it? We have to keep going. If you're pedaling a bike and you suddenly stop, you're going to fall off. So we have to keep moving and we have to keep growing. I remember when I did my last exam at school, and I went in and I finished early, and I thought, I'm going to enjoy this moment. This is the last exam I will ever do. So I sat in the hall and I thought, this is just lovely. I've made it. And how wrong was I? Because we never stop. Yeah, there's always more exams to take, more learning to do. Yeah, we always keep growing. So it's about, being aware of that and enjoying the journey and discovering, and you'll be finding out about yourselves for the rest of your lives. But by being aware of the process, you can tap into that. You can recognize a new skill, a new talent that you weren't aware of, and then you can use it. So I just want to, finish with a quote from psychologist Richard Rowe, and he says, to go down deep into ourselves and take responsibility for what is there. That's the key to our personal and professional development. So it takes courage, because you never know what you're going to find. Yeah, and it takes curiosity and courage. But the basis of personal and professional development is our identity.
True. Yes, exactly. And I'm sure that you have this. Actually, you have described it very much fantastically. We have to think about those branches, ourselves more and more. So we have so many questions till now. I think you'd like questions with us. There are some questions from.
Okay, before that,
Okay,
can I
let me.
get my suggestion that I was thinking?
Please.
Okay, as ma'am said that it is a holistic process. Like we have to maintain it socially, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So it's a holistic process. But ma'am, sometimes I find that as this is a cycle, sometimes I find that maybe I'm emotionally down, or maybe physically I'm not feeling well. Then the routine I have maintained for a long time for building this awareness in me, just I can feel that at right that moment, and it feels like I have to start from the beginning, and it feels very tough for me to take the steps again and make the cycle continuing again. So for this, can you suggest us, like whenever our total plan gets disturbed for one of the elements, then how we can regenerate the process and how we can easily adapt with the process again?
So for that, yeah, it is recognizing it. That's what's happening for you, and maybe journaling that. This is where I've got to. I need, yeah, it's stopped. And then that's when self-care comes in, making sure that you self-care, you give yourself what you need at that moment. You know, maybe, yeah, I should have put in rest. Rest is so important, and recharging. And although we're growing all the time, unlike a tree, we do need to stop sometimes and just, be in that moment. And this is who we are. This is where I am right now. And I need to rest and I need to recharge. Maybe I need to rethink which way my branches are going. Maybe I need to, seek out some more support systems. Maybe I need a few more leaves.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, Ma'am Caroline. So I will ask you one question also, because as the topic is the awareness one, so I will ask you a kind of practical question that we have gone through that one also here. Many of us, we have problems. Actually, we don't know much about ourselves, and I also believe like people to whom you're talking, they are like a mirror for you. But what I grab, like I talk to many people. Whenever I pointed out some mistakes from others, they feel bad about it, and they got sad somehow. Even for me, it happens sometimes. When somebody is pointing out, actually, it's a kind of human tendency. So when they point out the problem of us or tell something bad about us, we feel frustrated. So, Mom, have you gone through this process any time in your life, and how could you come up or overcome this particular problem?
Yeah, it's how we perceive it. Is it criticism or is it feedback? Yeah, if it's feedback and it's framed in a positive way, you can take from that and think, I'm going to use that as an opportunity. I'm going to reflect on it, and maybe I don't agree, or maybe there's a point I need to look at this. It's how we receive it and how we frame it, and it's also the perspective of the person giving it to you. Maybe it's something in them. Like I said, we recognize attributes in others that we have in ourselves. So maybe it's something coming up in them that's unsettling them. So sometimes it's not taking it personally and thinking maybe that's about them. Something's coming up in them.
Okay.
That's fantastic. So thank you everyone for joining with us. We are having the session of self-awareness with our speaker, Caroline Henton. Thank you for having such a wonderful session. We are actually getting things to know, as you have shared in the impact session earlier, and also right now you are sharing with us too. So here we are with Caroline Henton. She is from UK, and Mahdi is from Afghanistan, and I and Maria, we are from Bangladesh. So you all are joining with us from the different corners, different arenas of the world. Thank you very much. Yes, International Youth Summit is a platform that actually works for the youth all over the world, and I'm sure that you are somewhat, some to some extent, you are obviously you will obviously agree with us that we are making something different in your life, and that's actually the motto of International Youth Summit, all the personal and professional development conferences, and all the impact sessions, training sessions till now. Thank you very much for joining with us. We will be having so many sessions and fun times showing from you all. Let's have the session right now. And here we are going to share the attendance link very soon. So stay with us. Back to you, Mahdi.
Right.
Back to you, Mahdi. Can you hear us? Uh, okay. Mahdi,
So,
can you hear us? Okay, Maria.
Okay. I just have seen a question like, is there any difference between self-awareness and self-care? So how will you define that, ma'am?
Okay. So we start with self-awareness, and if we're self-aware, we know when we need self-care. So it's being aware of our needs,
Right.
being aware, yeah. If we need rest, if we need sleep, if we need to go and have some fun, yeah, we need some exercise. So self-awareness comes first, and then self-care is a part of that.
Okay, thank you. Another question is, when a person can realize that he or she is not self-aware, and he or she should work on this or think over this, what can be the situations where it is at most told to think about our awareness about ourselves? So when we can realize or can start this?
Okay. I think, yeah, it starts when we're young, and we are reliant on feedback from others. So it may be our teachers, it may be our family. That's where, yeah. So we start really at the blind part of the window, where we don't really know who we are. We're still exploring, especially when we're very young. So we are reliant on what other people are saying, and like I said, as a teacher, maybe your teacher can see something in you and suggest you try something. So it's being open to trying all those things and opportunities, being open and curious. And then, yeah, that's when we begin to get that self-awareness, because each thing we try and do and we achieve goals, that's how we start to learn about ourselves. We might learn that we're impatient and we need to be a bit more patient when we try something and it doesn't work the first time. We might learn that we prefer to be working as a team. We might find we prefer to work on our own. It's experimenting, really. But yeah, as we get older, we develop that. But it's just being open and curious. And yeah, and really being able to trust those around us when we're very young, who at that stage know us more than we know ourselves.
Yes, I can relate with that, because the more I think about developing my skills or developing any area of my skill set, then at first I feel that should I do this, or should I have any room for more improvement? And gradually, out of this curiosity, I just started many work that eventually gave me much pleasure, and I enjoyed the journey as well, as at first being curious, and then taking the small steps, and ultimately gaining the target. And that's amazing, as you said. So I want to share this with the participants as well. If you want to work for something, or you want to improve something, at first you should have the curiosity about that work or about yourself. because when you are curious, you will get clues, and you will make your own arguments like, am I doing good, what further I can do, and then gradually you will see that the improvement journey has already started and you are enjoying the adventure. So thank you so much, ma'am. So here comes another question, that is, how can we practice to be mentally strong, from Jannatul Mawa?
Yeah, so to be mentally strong is doing all those things really that I talked about, those different areas, reflecting emotionally, reflecting spiritually, socially, making sure you're physically fit. Yeah, and then having that determination and that perseverance, and as Kaz said this morning, really about that grit. Yeah, and doing things repeatedly. So,
Right.
if you're going to journal, try and have a habit of doing it every day. Do your exercise every day, developing strong habits. Yeah, and that would build you up mentally, because once it becomes a daily routine, it becomes easier. And then,
Yes,
like I
yes,
said,
great point, mom. Great.
to stay mentally strong, I can't say enough. It's self-care. It's looking after yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, mom. Yeah, let me add something on that particular comment. How to be mentally strong. Actually, I will share part of my personal experience. Those who are like sometimes they are mentally a bit weak. You're always in doubt. Even inside your family, you will feel like everyone is going somewhere for parties and other places. You will be shy. You feel like I should not go there. I should be alone somewhere around. Something internally will disturb you. Even it happened for me also. I remember when I was a child, I used to do all these things. So
Yeah.
it's like a kind of sickness for us. We have to remove it out. So this is what the session is all about. And based on what mom said, so we need to practice this one.
Yeah.
Once you enter yourself in a social platform, and day by day you will develop that particular skill. So that will help you to mentally get strong and enough confidence to enter yourself somewhere around. This is
Yeah.
how
It's
things
taking
I think can work.
that leap sometimes. Yeah. And it's changing. Yeah. Should is such a strong word. We always have this should in our heads. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And it's turning it round, and having some self-compassion and some positive self-talk. And okay, I'll give it a go. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I've learned that I don't like that. I've learned that that's not for me. So it's having the courage to take some risks. But the more we feel stronger in who we are and our identity, the more that empowers us to be able to do that and to take the knocks, because there will be knocks. And we might find somewhere, oh no, I didn't like that. That wasn't for me. But we can deal with that then. Yeah. So it's taken, the
Okay.
ups and the downs really as we discover who we are, and being able to own that.
And I
Correct.
guess this is a continuous journey. We are finding new information every day about ourselves. Like 5 years back, I didn't like this, but now this can be attractive to me. This can give me fun. I can enjoy that. And maybe after 5 years, I am not fond of that thing. So it's a continuous process. So we have to have the concern about this. Like we have to be conscious of our self-awareness, and through this we can't get a fixed point. We have to practice this in every week, we can say every month, and for every day we can even make new plans, new curiosity may come. So that's an amazing journey. At, we can say that's tough for us sometimes, that we can't adjust with that, but the journey is beautiful. I think after this session the audience will also understand that it's a continuous journey and we have to have patience and enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
So here is another
Yes.
question.
So there
Okay,
is
Madhi,
a
carry on
Nebo.
with the
Uh,
question.
Sadia, can you pop up that question from Neva? She's so excited about it and she got a lot of questions here. Yeah, she got a lot of questions. We'll ask this one from Mom. How can we be aware of our flus? Thank you so much for the question.
Yeah, I think that's being reflective. So yeah, using journaling, using mindfulness and meditation, and tapping into ourselves, and also it's feedback from other people, and rerunning things if something hasn't gone well, having a look, putting that into a journal. What went wrong? What could I have done different? What have I learned about myself? Spending that time with yourself, really, and looking
Yes,
at it.
I'm just popping up the question. In the meantime, I'd like to tell everyone that the attendance link is shared. So please do right now. Do the attendance right now. We are going to close it very soon. The question was Liva, right? Actually, there are so many comments, so many questions,
Yes,
and
yes.
I just missed that. Okay, I'm just
So
searching again.
going back to our tree, all the rings in a tree. So we may think we've got a dream or a goal, and we may get that, and we may love it, and then we may get bored with it and think, no, maybe this isn't for me anymore. But we bank all that up, and that's how our tree becomes thicker. That's how the trunk becomes strong, because whatever we reach out and try to achieve is never wasted. It just makes us stronger, and we develop.
Right, right, exactly. And it's like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What sometimes it's like that. We fail to know ourselves. We fail to care about ourselves. We just care about what is surrounding us. That actually makes most of us chaotic. So it's the thing that self awareness is nothing like you have to. You have to just have once every month or every year. You have to do that every day, and every day is your day. So whenever you are caring yourself every day, you are bound to successful. So here we are having the attendance, and in the meantime, I just missed that comment. I'm really very sorry. We are having so many comments, like yeah, nice session, lots of love, Caroline. So we love you, Caroline. You have been our inspiration till now. You have shared so many things with us. For example, I still remember that one you did this regarding anxiety, and till now sometimes I try to do this because it's really very helpful for all of us, and I'm sure that many of us have joined that session. So yes, back to you, Mahdi.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's lovely to be here again.
Okay, so
So,
we have been yes, please, Maria, carry on.
so as we have learned that self-awareness is important, self-care is important, and it's a long journey, so we have to be patient. But sometimes we get that negative wave of our mind, as the question asked by Nafisa, that is, how can we get out of the negativity wave of our mind that keeps barriers for us to enjoy the journey and to continue the journey? So what would you say about this, ma'am?
Okay, so the negativity, we call those ants, automatic negative thoughts. So we're programmed to have them because it helps to keep us safe. But they become so overwhelming sometimes they can stop us doing things. So we need to challenge them so we can say, oh, yeah, I can't possibly do that. Is that a fact or is it an opinion? So how do you know you can't do that? Yeah. Um,
Yes.
it's about comparing ourselves to other people that really think, I'll never be able to do it like someone else. And it's being aware of all those negative thoughts and challenging them. And just
Right. Right.
yeah but
So
be
that's
aware
the
whether It's a natural
Yes,
thing to
please.
have. You will have negative thoughts, and accepting them, and then and then challenging them really, and showing them, So a bit like an ant, you can just brush it out the
Right.
way and think, yeah,
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So we have learned a lot from you, and so we it say that when you know yourself, you are empowered more, you are becoming invincible. So we are doing all these things, and Caroline is with us. We are doing all these things so that you know yourself more, you know, you have the self-awareness more and more, and try this every day, every moment, to become a successful person till now. And we have Caroline with us. She is also a piper, pipes very fantastically, plays very fantastically, and in fact she is having so many dimensions of work, in so many areas to work, and it's really needs your self-awareness to just count all the abilities, all the skills you have, and all the skills you apply in your life successfully. Till now, we have been with Caroline about the self-awareness, and you have to be very much aware about yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and obviously socially. Whenever you are having four those skills differently, more precisely, more specific, you are bound to have a very smooth life, a very fantastic one in your personal life, and obviously in your professional life. So try these four things every day. This session is all about know yourself, know thyself, and obviously apply your skills, apply your strength in your life always. So that's the all we are having. Thank you very much, Caroline. It was
you're
really
welcome.
fantastic, and as we have had you also, we actually know have known where so many things we have applied also. And as I always say that your anxiety session was very much fantastic. We enjoyed that, and today you have been talking on self-awareness. That actually we enjoyed also very much. And thank you everyone for joining with us in this the third session of IYS Personal and Professional Development with us and Caroline. Thank you. So we are just closing the attendance link very soon. So last remark from Caroline, please.
Yeah, so just stay open, be curious, and try new things, and remember it's a lifelong process, and just keep growing and enjoy
Yes.
enjoy
Right.
discovering.
Thank you very much, Maria.
Okay, so as we have known that self-awareness doesn't mean that you won't make any mistakes in future. It means that you have to learn from that mistake, and you have to be ready to continue your journey no matter what happens. Every day is a new day, and every day you should learn about yourself, then about others, and work accordingly. So that's all from my part. Now passing to Mahadi.
Uh, thank you so much, Maria and Mom Caroline. You have gone through all the things. I think you covered up everything about this one, and it was really great about self-awareness, and you have pointed a lot of great points. And I'm sure like the audience also enjoyed this. So the point is like I hope everyone get in action and apply all these things that you mentioned during your session. And plus other side also that when you go for self-awareness, it's a kind of continuous journey. You're not going to stop it somewhere. So as much as you go ahead and update yourself, you're getting better through social work. The one we are doing right now. I am from Afghanistan in a corner side where you are suffering a lot from all aspects, but still I believe like I can continue my journey as fast as I can.
Yeah.
So we have from Bangladesh, we have from UK, Kerala. So this is called how social networking can help us to enhance our own awareness. Also, we get a lot of knowledge
Absolutely.
from others.
Yeah, absolutely. But
So,
just remember you're a tree, and
Mama,
you
I,
might
I
want to
have I have
yeah.
one funny question. I just have one funny question. Can you hear me,
Please.
Mom?
Yeah,
Yes,
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 Yeah,
we
we
hear
can
you.
hear
just
you.
Please
just
carry on.
just girlfriend or boyfriend can help someone to get more awareness.
Yeah, yeah. If they're giving kind, thoughtful feedback, depends how it's delivered, and if it's not about what's coming up in them, yeah, yeah. It depends how it's given.
I'm just
I think this
Yeah.
okay.
this one was most important for all of us. So we are going to
Yeah.
have the photo
Okay.
time after the session with Caroline, please. So thank you very much once again. Get well soon. We are waiting to have another session with you.
Take care.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your time for us, and you shared your knowledge with us. Thank you so much for everything,
You're
and I
very
wish you all the
welcome.
best.
Enjoy the rest of the
Thank you
conference.
very much. Yes. Have a nice rest of the day. Goodbye. Okay. We are going to have the show time right now. So stay with us.
So, Sadia Islam, can we have the
How's
video at
that?
last for cheering
Yes,
our
yes,
Yes.
audience
yes.
Yes.
for a
Just
long session?
playing, just trying to play. Yes, sure. We are going to have. Can you see this?
Not yet.
Okay, let's try again.
Right.
I don't know why is this happening with right.
So is that possible, or we got?
Okay, we are having some technical issues to play that video. So we can post that video later on our IYS page. So you will have the video in IYS page later. And thank you so much for joining this session. Oh, it's working.
Yeah, finally we got it.
Finally, it's working. Okay, let's enjoy the
Yeah.
video. Okay, we have the video, but the sound was missing. Can you work on that?
Okay. So So we'll put it on later on. We can post it in the page also, right?
That will be better, I guess. So that's
Okay.
all from this session. More are coming. There are many sessions today and tomorrow. Don't miss that, and enjoy the upcoming sessions, and definitely learn from those sessions and apply those in your practical life. So stay tuned and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you so much for having you here. Great. So, guys,
Joining
we
with
came
us.
at the end of the.
We are
Yes.
going to start the fun session. Don't go anywhere. We are going to start the fun session as just having technical difficulty. I'm just playing all the songs and dancing videos right now. So whoever haven't joined yet, please join with us.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. King Kong got nothing on me.